Elephant Rock. Aye, it's bonny. Very bonny. But is it bonny enough? This is Gtc Photography at Bodden Point, just shy of Montrose, on the east coast of Scotland, looking for Elephant's Rock. We'll have a look at a bit of composition, a way of searching the area and looking for the best picture possible. It's always good to have a scout around, see which different angles that you can maybe get for your photo. You've got an idea, and I've got an idea in my head about the photo that I'm wanting, but whether I'm going to get that tonight is a different story altogether. There's Elephant's Rock behind me, but it's gotten rather cloudy from being a really beautiful day all day to overcast and dull, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that the sun comes back out. I was just speaking to a lovely couple there and their kid, and they said if we walk down here first and come around the corner, there is some old kiln cottages, so, and a few boats as well, a few old boats, a few boat skeletons. So I'll go and have a trek down there and see what I can see. Got the jewels or the stones. So that's me set up here, and we're talking about composition. So away in the distance there is the old lime kilns, and down there at the front is the fishermen's cottages. Now these structures have been here for a while, but you can see they're a bit worse for wear, especially the cottages. But the row of cottages, in my eyesight for my photo, kind of goes with the curve of the coastline, and it's making for a really good composition. It's making for good focus in the foreground, plus you've got the curve in the middle ground, and then in the far ground you have the kiln, the kiln fires. Right, that's the kiln huts done. Great composition for that photo, great composition. Quite excited about that photo, and also quite out of breath from climbing up that hill. But I came to see an elephant, and an elephant I want to get, so I want to get down closer to that. The sun's coming out the back, so hopefully I'll get something. But aye, I've got to make it down that steep beret over there first. And here's hoping I can do it without losing or breaking any of my equipment. I've got my good boots on though. Remember my tip about your footwear. Always have good footwear, because it's a steep hill. It looks like it goes away into nothing, but it doesn't. It goes away around the side there, and hopefully there'll be a nice set of stairs, nice and smooth, made of concrete, just for me to walk down. I don't think there will be, but it'd be good if there was. So I'm quite surprised that I made it down that hill in one piece, to be honest, because it's kind of a muddy trek. You see it there, steeper than it looks, believe me. But then we're down here, and we're definitely not going to get a sunset down here. So too much down in the dip. Get what I mean? Should have came in the afternoon maybe. Wouldn't have got a sunset, but it would have been a lot lighter, and I probably would have got more detail in my photos. But you never know. I'll take a couple down here since I made the dangerous trek down here. The things I do for these videos, you can see it's pretty steep. And if you've not been here before, shy of Montrose, in the east coast of Scotland, one of arguably the bonnier coasts in Scotland, and it's just between Montrose and Lunan Bay, and it's definitely something to come and see because it's a bonny, natural, eroded structure, and it does look like an elephant, especially when you close your eyes and think about elephants. Got the jewels with the stones. As soon as I make it down the slippery slope to get down here, the sun comes out up at the top. That's just my kind of luck. So a wee fact about Elephant Rock. Back in the 17th century, the population of Montrose actually descended down here to carve a shape of an elephant that they'd seen at like a travelling circus, and they thought they would come down here and carve the shape of an elephant into the stone as a gift to the people of Lunan. It wasn't. I can't keep that one going. It's naturally made. It's made by the wind and the sea. Some people would say it's probably the best tools in the world for sculpture, the wind and the sea, because all around the world you see beautiful carvings scarred into the landscape, and it's Mother Nature at her best. This is turned into more of a challenge to try and get a good photo than a video about composition, because aye, definitely a challenge. Gear okay, good to go. It's definitely a bit like the Goonies, mind with the guy that's always trying to get your attention with the Superman t-shirt. He's got one eye looking south, one eye looking north. You'd probably be able to see Arbroath and Montrose at the same time. But he's always trying to get your attention, and it kind of reminds me of that, you know, when the boat comes out at the end and they've got the jewels with the stones, and they're all rich, and the wee gadget guy jumps about daft because he's found the jewels, because his cleaner's got the jewels. Kind of reminds you of that. I'm not going to go on too much about the Goonies. It's a cracking film. Watch it if you've never seen it. I'm going to set up and see what I can get here. So, we've been down at the elephant's foot. We've been sitting up on that ledge, taking photos, and we've been right underneath the elephant's belly. I've already fallen once on my bum. I don't want to do it again. I've got this big steep hill to climb up, so I'm well covered. I've got everything bagged up over my shoulders, so I'm not carrying anything in my other hand apart from this camera, and we'll try and film it. Will I film it? Will I film it? Will I film? Will I film making a fool of myself trying to get up this hill? If I can hide my wifey's bag at the back. Will I? Aye, let's go. Let's see if I can make it up here without falling. I'm sure that seagull's laughing at me. Sure it is. Plus it sounds like it's for Dundee. Am I going to get my sunset? Very much doubt it. Composition. How do you judge it without looking through your camera? How can you try and eye it? How can you try and see it in your mind's eye and transfer it into your camera? I think it's something that everybody has a different aspect on, a different opinion on, and it's all about the way that you see your picture. I mean, composition, you're kind of looking for a rule of third, for something in the foreground, something in the middle ground, and something in the background. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you can just have the two, or you'll get a really good composition that just has one main subject and that's it, and it just works, it just clicks like that, and you get a really good picture. But you have to spend time looking about. You can't just turn up at a site where you want to take your photos and think that you can just click away and hope for the best, because you're going to be missing out on a lot of good opportunities. But places like this, I mean, it looks totally different on the camera, but the way I'm seeing it and the way I'm taking it in my eye and taking it into my head, that looks like a cracking photo, and I just wish it was a wee bit lighter. I just wish there was a bit more light. It's a bit frustrating. But composition is something that you're going to have to try and figure out for yourself if you're wanting to be a photographer, and everybody has a different idea on it. Everybody likes different things. Like, that's why people buy different things. If everybody liked the same thing, we'd all be wearing the same clothes and we'd all be driving the same cars, we'd all be eating the same food and everything like that. But because people see things different and they've got a different opinion on things, it works exactly the same when you're looking at a picture. I could look at a picture and think it's amazing, the best picture ever. Somebody else, Joe Bloggs, will come along, oh, what are you taking a picture there for? It's not a very good picture. It's just personal preference, and if you want to be a photographer, personal preference, it's totally up to yourself. You've got to take a photo of what you want that makes you happy and hope that other people like it. Got the jewels or the stones. So I'm going to jump in the car and I might head down the coast a wee bit nearer Lunan Bay and see if I can catch the Red Castle, and hopefully maybe by then this big grey cloud above my head might have disappeared, and we'll see if we can get something there. Plus, I don't know what it is with me and midges. I must like my cologne. Must be wifey midges. So a wee bit of driving, about another 10 minutes down the road south of Elephant's Rock where we were, and we've come to the Red Castle, which is a 15th century castle, and Robert the Bruce had his hands on this castle once, and it's been rebuilt twice, maybe 3 times it's been rebuilt. But as you can see, there's not much left of it now, and that's probably due to the fact that it was made with sandstone, which was probably a local and easy to get stone at the time. But yeah, definitely not much of it left. But hopefully we'll get a sunset. And I'm going to have a look around, see what kind of composition we can get. There's a lot of weeds. For getting low down shots, looking kind of up at an angle, which I like to do with buildings, but there's a lot of weeds there, so we're going to have to change our way of thinking to try and get this in. Now hopefully here we don't fall on our bums or get attacked for a plague of female midges, wifey midges. So I'll go and have a wander about and see what I can kind of come up with. Dramatic, definitely is the first word that comes to mind, and I think I have a good composition. You can see what I'm kind of seeing. I'll let you see through my camera, but I think I've got a good composition here with the hill in front and the sky at the back, and I'm hoping that these clouds, it's about coming up for 9:10 now. Sunset's about 9:30, so I'm hoping that the sky just comes alive and I get the sunset that I was looking for at Elephant's Rock. Now I've got it on my tripod and I've got my remote control, and I am hoping that the sky turns orange behind us and we'll get a cracking photo. Here's hoping anyway. Still getting eaten for the beasties. I don't know if it's one of the flowers that's around here, but there's always a faint smell of pish. Tonight the light let us down, and light's one of our biggest allies when it comes to taking photos. And yeah, we're severely disappointed with the way the evening's turned out, light wise. But I've still got some good photos here, so it's been a bit of an adventure tonight, a wee bit here and there, and just about there again, and just, you win some, you lose some. Joys of photography. Must be wife images. Remember, like and subscribe folks at Gtc Photography. Try my hardest to bring you good content and some really nice photos, and hopefully we get a laugh along the way. See what kind of adventures we get up to on my next video. Thanks again for watching, and see you next time.